Hey, 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 welcome back to Block's channel. So, I wanted to just jump in and talk to you guys about travel bonding and share my latest experience. You guys know I always want to share things as they're happening and not wait till like I've done it, been it, because I want all of us to experience what travel bonding is. And so, for those of you all who may not know, travel bonding is something that it strengthens relationships when you share travel experiences with people, right? So that can be like relationships as in like dating, that can be family, that could be coworkers, that can be new friendships, right? But essentially it allows you to peel back these layers for connection because you guys are exploring new places, new cultures, new things together, and even like navigating challenges, right? And so it's one of the quickest ways to bond with somebody on a new level. But before I get into all of the details, again, I'm Samela. I'm the founder and CEO of BLCK, and BLCK is a home exchange community for creative entrepreneurs and remote workers. And the idea there is we all deserve to live leisurely, which is mixing business and leisure. And we don't just want to go places, we want to meet other people there, our neighbors, our friends, right? And so if that sounds like your type of vibe, pull up. We'll be happy to have you. But now let's get back to travel bonding. So I recently took a trip to Memphis under sad circumstances. My grandfather passed, but I was able to spend time with my father and my siblings, and it was so amazing. Like just being surrounded by people during a time like that is so awesome. As you guys know, I live in New York by myself. Clearly, I have friends here now, but I live in New York. And I spent 11 years in Miami, originally from Chicago. So all those pieces are only important just to kind of show how big travel bonding truly is. So if you live in a city by yourself, if you are like a hybrid nomad and you travel for work all the time, or you're always on the road, or you're single, right? And you have friends, you date, those things, but you are generally traveling for work. Travel bonding is even more your type of energy. So get to Memphis. It was only a weekend, but first of all, we had this really big house, a 5-bedroom house, and it was awesome. All the bells and the whistles, jacuzzi, pool, fire pit, a game room, like a front porch, backyard. It was beautiful. Like we were able to kind of even host people after the repast at our place, but it gave me so much time that I didn't even know I needed with my siblings. It was beautiful. So that in itself made me say, you know what? I need to talk to people about travel bonding. We need to understand why it's so important and why we should do it more frequently. So I've created 6 benefits of why travel bonding is absolutely something that you should consider and start putting relationships to the test. And of course, you guys are going to pass because it's meant to be. But if you are trying to see if it's meant to be, travel bonding is one of the best ways to do it. And the 6 benefits. Benefit number 1, it absolutely deepens the relationship, right? Because we are both on unfamiliar territory, right? It's like a unique place that we're experiencing together, a unique space. And so we're outside of our daily routine. We're discovering something new together. And guess what? We get to understand how we both move and kind of create our own rhythm for that newfound relationship. And so deepening relationships are very important. Again, regardless if it's a coworker or you're trying to find a co-founder for your business and you're trying to see if this person would be good. travel bonding would be a great opportunity. Like, let's take a trip to X city and we'll meet and we'll have lunch and we'll do all these things, right? Because you're going to see how that person acts under circumstances. And I mean, you might throw a little few events in there to see how they react. Because if you're about to start a business with somebody and you're about to bring them in and essentially marry them as your business partner, it's important to see how they show up. And travel bonding is one of the ways to do it. Benefit number 2, it definitely enhances the communication, right? Because when things are going crazy, when things are going amazing, and you have to navigate these new environments, it literally requires teamwork. It requires, like, hey, so we're meeting in the lobby at 7 a.m. for breakfast, and then we're going to head out from there, right? Like, that's important so that the trip goes smoothly. Also, problem solving. Oh, we met in the lobby for breakfast and they closed the breakfast bar early or something. And now we have to grab coffee on the way out. All they have is coffee. Guess what? And the Uber canceled. How fast are you quick on your feet? Do you flag down a taxi? Like, how is this person compromising? How are they solving problems? This is important because it allows you to understand how they communicate and if they're a good fit. And we're going to continue to use the example of bringing in a business partner because we are creative entrepreneurs. So it absolutely helps us understand our skills as it relates to communication, each other's quirks, how we laugh, what we think is funny, what we think is not funny. Are we emotionally stable? Did we start crying? But afterwards, figured it out, like all those things are hugely important. Number 3, it's a shared growth and learning curve, right? Like, because we are in this new environment, either like new culture, right? Like, oh, that's not how we do things here because we used to doing it this way in New York. Now we are in Dubai for a business meeting and there's a total different etiquette, right? So we are able to learn together and see how we grow together in these new dimensions and see each other evolve and see if you're like, hey, Samela, this is what I understood it to be. Is that what you understood it to be? And then we exchange notes, right? Like, we are doing this experiment together. So that's another awesome reason to travel bond. Reason number 4, it creates memorable experiences. Whether it's, remember that time when we went to dinner and the server thought that you were this person and I was this person, right? Like, it creates that experience. It allows us to, maybe we were just outside and we did nothing and watched the sunset and we took pictures, right? And we had a conversation about our families and our upbringing, right, as co-founders. And now we see that we have more in common than what we knew. It could allow us to understand the funny things, the not so funny things, the sad things, the exciting things. Traveling together truly allows you to create memories, whether it's from the airport to the Uber, to the hotel, to dinner, to the meeting. It's a beautiful way to create new memories with someone who you are potentially trying to see what place that they can hold in your life and what place you can hold in their life. Think about it. Think about it. Number 5, it strengthens our problem solving skills. Traveling is one of those rare things that everything don't go as planned, because it's out of your control. You're not in your territory. You're not on your turf. You're not in control of every single moving thing. So to be able to watch us, potential co-founders, navigate this problem, oh, the printer shop lost our documents or they printed out the wrong thing. Well, guess what? Did we study the night before? Or maybe you studied more than I did. And so you can lead the presentation because they didn't have it printed out, or you took awesome notes and now you share your notes with me, or vice versa, right? It allows us to see how well we can work together, when what we thought was going to happen did not happen accordingly. The sixth and final thing that travel bonding gifts us with is boosted happiness and reducing stress, right? Because we are sharing these moments with someone, because we are around this happy, great energy or not so great energy, we can then reduce our stress, or does it amplify our stress? In the same example as a co-founder situation, the documents was lost, the printing company didn't do it, but guess what, you're still like, you know what, Samela, it's okay, we got our notes, you did really good on this, you put this part of the presentation together, you know this part, we're just going to tag team this thing, you tag me in when it's time for us to present. Like, based on how that person shows up, it lets you know how you guys' energy match, how you guys can work in tandem. So travel bonding is really the way to figure it out, right? So let's just recap the 6 ways. The first way is deepens the relationship. The second way, it enhances the communication. Third, it is a shared growth and learning experience. 4, it allows us to create these memories and moments together. 5, it shows our problem solving skills and even strengthens them. And then 6, it boosts our happiness and reduces our stress, which allows us to see what type of energy we both give each other. We need to do it more often. I want this for everybody. As it relates to my family trip, it was a sad time, but we were able to be there for each other. While my sister was up cooking breakfast, I decided to clean the dishes. I wanted to get the fire pit going. Guess what? My brothers jumped in and was like, we're going to go to the store to get the wood, right? And while they're at the store getting the wood, I'm making the drinks or the snacks, right? Like, so it allowed for us to kind of like jump in and support each other and just spend time together and deepen our relationship and show that there was nothing that we can't overcome as a family. As we were leaving, everybody else road trip there. I flew in. And so I booked my flight like 5 p.m. So the day before, this is Sunday, the day before we were leaving, we're like, okay, what are we doing tomorrow? We're like, we can go grab lunch or something, breakfast, and then everybody's going to hit the road. Well, baby, after we grabbed breakfast, nobody wanted to leave each other. And I'm like, at first I was feeling bad, like, oh my God, I can't believe I booked my flight at 5 p.m. If I have to go to the airport early, no problem, because my dad wasn't feeling well. By the time we left brunch, we were like, okay, so where we going next? And I'm like, I'm so happy that I booked a late flight because I would have missed out on all of this extra bonding. So we got my dad up on the phone and we were like, hey, we're about to pull up on you. And then we just went and hung out over there in the house that we all grew up in / they grew up in. And I was just like the visitor because this is Memphis and I grew up in Chicago with my mom's side of the family. But it was such an awesome experience. And I believe that if traveling is looked at from this lens more frequently, people will understand how powerful it truly is and how meaningful it truly is, because traveling shows different sides of us. And so it's only natural that we bond when you find your travel buddy and partner. And so I encourage it. You deserve it. And let's travel bond more frequently the rest of 2025. Be great. Look forward to seeing you at the top. And I'll drop the information below if you are interested in joining the Block community and becoming a neighbor and become a hybrid nomad, because traveling is transformative. See you at the top.